One fun way, which is actually quite powerful too, is to place what you desire in the future in your past. So imagine something that resonates for you, that you desire. And instead of creating this distance between now and then, which then creates the sense of lack, which then creates the feeling of lack then generates the lack of that reality, because what you're putting out is not, I have this, or I am this, but I don't have this, and I'm not this. So sometimes even your imagination, even your seeing what you desire, even creating your new imagination, tuning into your heart's reality, your true reality, can still generate an even greater dissatisfaction, because many people have learned to focus on lack. So one very crucial aspect is to diminish how much you focus on lack and start focusing on abundance, regardless of how real or delusional that may seem to you. You got to focus on the abundance of every moment. If you do that, you'll accelerate. So that's one technique. But specifically in terms of visualization technique, you can then take that very thing that you imagine is not yet here and place it in your past. Imagine what it was like when it happened 10 days ago. It felt so good when it happened 10 days ago. And just completely embody that imagination. This way you're actually accelerating the downloading of that parallel reality frequency into your present frequency output. And when your present frequency output reflects that new imagination, your reality will have to mirror that. So actually feel what it was like 10 days ago to have that revelatory moment. Wasn't that awesome? See the details, like how people responded, and actually place it in a real-time event in your past. Just alter some of your past. You can actually change your past because you just chose one image in that moment. You might as well have chosen this image in the past, 10 days ago. So place your future in your past. Caution, this might change your desires very quickly because you start achieving them very fast. Start just generally being happy because you know that you can own anything you desire. Just place it 10 days in the past or yesterday. Doesn't matter, as long as it's in the past. For some reason it seems easier for people to put it in their past than it is to place it right here, right now. Because again, we're so used to focusing on the lack based on our present physical manifestation container that all we'll see is, no, it's not here, I'm just faking it. But if we use imagination and we give ourselves permission to imagine that it's in the past, and oh, well, it's not here, so at least it was in the past. Can imagine that. But then it starts to feel more real, and then the frequency starts to increase, and you start to feel like you own it, you have had it, like it's already here. You start to tap into the version of yourself that does have that reality. And then it will start to be reflected to you, because that's what creation has to do. It doesn't have a will of its own, so it will have to reflect the only will that exists, which is the free will of consciousness and its state of being. So place everything you desire a little bit in your past, a little while ago, and feel what that was like.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Awesome, beautiful. Well, keep vibrating at that level, keep imagining the things you desire. If for you it seems like it's like your mind automatically places it in the future, then try placing it in the past. At some point, you will see everything is present. And so when you imagine a reality that's not yet your physical container, the sense of it not being here yet starts to disappear. So you start to blend that, and you start to feel the happiness you feel would it have been here, even though physically, logically, you could dictate that it's not here. But you're not doing that anymore. You're becoming more delusional, intentionally, consciously so. And then that reality will actually get a chance to manifest that much quicker. Does that make sense? Yes. So it's a little workaround. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's next?
So in general, I would suggest, as a very general method, see it, feel it, be it. You imagine what it is you desire, you imagine the version of yourself, you imagine the state of being you desire, and all the symbols that come with that, whether that's mundane, like a car, and a house, and money, the ability to do what you want to do whenever you want to do it, a piece of land, the partner that you're with, having a baby. Well, careful with that one. But anything that symbolizes your joy, your true self, your true happiness, the true vessel of creation that you are, the true means of expressing yourself, see it until you start to feel it, which is, the seeing is where your consciousness still feels like it's in this reality. But then it tunes into an alternate parallel reality which coexists within this single timeless moment that is all of existence. So the tuning into that other reality is the seeing it, the visualizing it, the imagining it. As soon as you imagine something and you really sort of let go in that imagination and you start seeing the details of it and you start to give yourself permission to enjoy it as if it's real, you start to feel it. First you see it, then you feel it. The feeling of it means that you're bridging the gap between this reality and the other one. It's the bridge. The feeling part is the bridge. It's where imagination starts to download the vibratory patterns of that parallel self, that parallel version of yourself, which has all these things that you desire. You start to feel it. That's what happens. When you start to feel it, you start to change, alter your vibrational field. When you start changing your vibrational field, at some point that becomes so real, so vivid, that it takes over. It becomes more real to you than your present physical manifestation reality. At that point you are being it. You are knowing it. You are acting as if it. You are behaving accordingly. You are believing accordingly. So see it, feel it, be it. If the seeing of it in the future, if that still comes up from you, oh, this is in the future, it's not here yet. Place it in your past. Do with that whatever you want to. Place it in the present if you can. Then you start to feel it. Whatever you need to do to get past that seeing-feeling barrier, you need to drop into the feeling of it. If you can only visualize it but not feel it, you're blocking yourself somehow with the belief. So then use a workaround, like placing it in your past or being creative in whatever way. Checking out why you're resisting that image. How are you insisting that it's lacking right now? And then work around that, somehow ease that, somehow allow yourself to open up to where the seeing becomes the feeling. And when it becomes the feeling, it very, very quickly starts to become the being of it. And when it's the being of it, it's only a matter of physical time before it's very quickly reflected physically so.